The day Kofi sold his wife. The wind stopped blowing. The birds vanished from the sky. And before sunset, the river beside his village began to dry. People thought it was coincidence. Until the crops followed. Until the laughter disappeared. Until children began to cry from hunger. All in 1 week. And in that same week, far away, a strange merchant who once had nothing became richer than any man in the region. His land flourished. His barns overflowed. His name spread like wildfire. And no one knew why. No one, except one man. Kofi. Because the day the land began to die was the same day he gave away the one thing that had been keeping it alive. Before we continue, if you love deep, emotional African stories like this, like, subscribe, comment, and share, because this story will only get darker from here. Before the silence, before the dryness, there was Amara, a woman whose presence felt like rain. Since she came into Kofi's life, everything changed. His farm prospered. His home knew peace. Even the elders whispered, "There is something unusual about that woman." But Kofi ignored them. Until the drought came. And then the merchant arrived. "I will give you 3 cows," the merchant said calmly, "in exchange for your wife." Kofi laughed. But the merchant didn't. His eyes stayed fixed on Amara. Not with desire, but with recognition. "I will come back for her," Kofi said quickly. "After the harvest." The merchant smiled. A knowing smile. "As you wish." But deep down, the merchant already knew something Kofi did not. The moment Amara left, something invisible left with her. The soil turned weak. The air grew heavy. Even the elders could not explain it. "It is as if the land has lost its spirit," one said. Meanwhile, stories began to travel. Of a distant man whose land never lacked rain. Whose crops grew overnight. Whose wealth multiplied without effort. Kofi tried to ignore it. Until his last cow collapsed. Until his farm turned to dust. Until hunger knocked on his door. That was when fear entered him. Not fear of poverty, but fear of truth. Kofi went to the diviner. An old man who rarely spoke. But when he did, truth followed. "You sold her," the diviner said quietly. Kofi lowered his head. "I was going to bring her back." The old man shook his head. "You did not sell a woman." Kofi looked up slowly. "You sold the blessing of your land." Silence. "Amara is not ordinary," the diviner continued. "She carries a bond with the spirit world. She is a bridge. Where she stays, prosperity stays." Kofi's heart began to pound. "And where she is taken?" The old man looked directly into his eyes. "That place will rise, while yours falls." That was the moment Kofi understood. The merchant didn't choose randomly. He knew. Kofi left immediately. This time, not just for love, but for survival. Days turned into weeks. Until he found the merchant's land. And what he saw broke him. Green fields. Flowing rivers. Children laughing. Everything his land used to be. And at the center of it all, Amara. Radiant. But distant. The merchant welcomed him calmly. "I knew you would come." "I want her back," Kofi said. The merchant smiled. "Of course." Kofi blinked. "You will give her back." "I am a merchant," he replied. "Everything has a price." Kofi swallowed. "Name it." The merchant leaned forward. Not cows this time. Something dearer. What do you want? Kofi asked. The merchant's voice dropped. Your joy. Kofi frowned. Your peace. Silence. Your ability to ever feel complete again. Kofi hesitated. Then he looked at Amara. And without thinking, I accept. The moment he said it, something shifted. A heaviness entered his chest. A quiet emptiness. The merchant nodded. Take her. Kofi held Amara's hand again. But something felt different. He had won her back, but lost something he couldn't see. The moment Amara stepped back into Kofi's land, the wind returned. The soil softened. Life slowly began to rise again. But inside their home, there was no peace. One evening, Amara spoke. Kofi, do you know why I cannot stay? His heart sank. I brought you back, he said. I fixed everything. She shook her head gently. No. You proved something. He stepped closer. What? Her voice trembled. That I can be traded. Silence. First for cows. She looked into his eyes. Then for your peace. Tears filled Kofi's eyes. I did it for us. Amara shook her head. A woman who has been given a price. Her voice broke. Will always fear being sold again. She stepped back. I am not angry. I am free. And just like that, she left. Not taken. Not sold. But choosing herself. Kofi's land flourished again. But his heart never did. Because he learned too late. Some blessings are not meant to be owned. And some people are not meant to be priced. If this story gave you chills, please like this video, share it with someone who loves African folktales, and subscribe for more dark and powerful stories. And don't forget to comment where you are watching from. Your country, your city. I want to see how far these stories travel.